Do you want to know what's the real cause of most of the diseases right now? Heart disease, diabetes, cancers? You might think of one reason for this and one reason for this and one reason for this other. But the real reason, it's inflammation. But there are two kinds of inflammation. You might have acute inflammation, like when you have a fracture, or when you hit something, that you get swollen, red, it gets big. Yeah, that's acute inflammation. But the worst case of inflammation, it's chronic inflammation. That inflammation that it's just like occurring low grade during time, every single day, because of our food, radiation, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all the things that we are exposed today, toxins that we're exposed today, and we start building chronic inflammation during time, especially by our habits. And we try to think that we know, you could say, oh, I know anti-inflammatories, and you can go take them, go to the grocery store, and you can get them anywhere because they're just, or to your local pharmacy, and you can purchase them. But for chronic inflammation, it's not going to work. Chronic inflammation, if you want to do something about it, you need to take care of your habits. In this video, I'm going to tell you which, for me, are the best foods that you can incorporate or that you can get into your diet so you can start fighting chronic inflammation. So number one, it's curcumin or turmeric. You might find it either way, it's exactly the same. Curcumin or turmeric, it's been used for thousands of years in Chinese and in Indian medicine, Ayurvedic medicine. Right now we have enough evidence to know that if you remember in all the path, all the cascade of inflammation, it has different steps. Curcumin or turmeric act in every single step. But there's something important to remember, and it's when you take any anti-inflammatory medication, it blocks the cascade. Turmeric, what it does is that it modulates the response. And you may think, and why is that necessary? And it's because the body needs inflammation. Inflammation is a signal for the body to recover from something, to make a repair. So if you block completely, then you're not going to get the response that you need. So when you modulate the response, it's better because you're not having too much symptoms, but you're having all the repair that you're needing. So turmeric is very, very important and it's very useful. You might think, I don't like the flavor, I don't like that everything gets stained in yellow. Well, you can go and get a supplement, have it in capsules. But if you're going to do that, please remember that if you want to have an anti-inflammatory effect, you need to be taking more than 3 grams per day. If you're taking less, if you're taking capsules of, I don't know, 300 milligrams, 160, 400, it's nothing for your body. It's just taking something that is going to build up to have the effect that you want to have. So please remember this. Go and check that supplement, and if, for instance, it says every capsule has 500 milligrams, then you need to be taking 2 in the morning, 2 in the middle of the day, and 2 at night. So you're taking more than 3 grams per day. The second one is ginger. As with turmeric, ginger has been used for centuries, and ginger has immune effects, but it also has anti-inflammatory effects. And ginger is something that you can incorporate in your drinks, in your salad, in your meat, in beef, in poultry, in turkey, because it's very tasteful. It's not the same thing like with turmeric, but this is something that you need to remember. People like to mix together ginger with turmeric because they think that they're going to get the effects of turmeric or curcumin and the effects of ginger. But there is something that are called the nutritional synergies, and synergies can be for good or unwanted effect. So when you mix turmeric and ginger, the acids in ginger might block all the effects of the curcuminoids, which are the parts of turmeric that really, really work in your body. So if you want to take ginger and turmeric, don't mix them. Don't mix them in a capsule, don't mix them in your salad, don't mix it on the drink that you're taking. Take ginger in the morning and take turmeric in the evening. You can try to mix it around any way that you want, but don't mix them in the same drink or food or at the same moment, okay? Food number 3 is rosemary. Rosemary has a ton of effects, especially by antioxidant that it has, that it's called rosmarinic acid. Rosmarinic acid, it's not only immunomodulatory, but it's also a very potent antioxidant. And those properties, it gives you immune modulation and anti-inflammatory effects. Because when you have chronic oxidation, or when you have a lot of free oxygen radicals running into your blood, then you need anti-inflammatory foods, and rosemary is highly, highly anti-inflammatory. So rosemary could come in two ways that you might find. You might find powdered capsules, which I don't recommend. If you're gonna go for powdered capsules, you can just put it in your diet and for sure you're gonna be eating more. Or you could go there are preparations where you have essential oils in capsules. Before doing this, please go and visit your physician and get his advice, because it could be very useful as an anti-inflammatory, but it can also give you the effect as an antimicrobial. So it could go and take away some of your microbiota, so you might not have the effect that you wanted because you're taking too much, or maybe it's not your moment. If you have questions, then just go with regular rosemary that you purchase on your grocery store and just put them and try to mix them with your beef. It's going to get more activated, or any other fatty food that you might be taking on a regular basis. Take it during the day and you might get these effects. Number 4 is capsaicin. And you might say, capsaicin, what's that? Capsaicin is a compound that it's very used for inflammation and also for pain, and you're going to find it in a kind of pepper that it's called cayenne pepper. You might have seen it, that it's a red powder, and it has a special flavor. Of course, it's very hot, but it also has a very special flavor. I really like it still, even to take it in drinks. Sometimes I like to get water, lemon, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and put some capsaicin in ice, and I mix that, and I like the way it tastes. I think it's good. But capsaicin is very, very powerful, again, for pain. When you have pain and inflammation, maybe you were playing soccer, or you were playing baseball, or you were playing football, and you get hit, and you want something that's going to work both ways, then capsaicin is going to be something that it's very useful. You can just get the cayenne pepper, or you can have preparations in supplements that they have extracted the capsaicin. They have patches that you can use, or you might also find lotions that you can apply locally, and it's going to work very, very well. Number 5, it's omega-3. Omega-3, you're going to find it in two ways. You're going to find omega-3 coming from plants, like coming from chia seed oil, or from flaxseed oil. But the thing is, the way it comes in flaxseed oil, you need to take high amounts, because only you're going to get the effect of maybe 15% of what you're taking. And if you want to get the full effect of omega-3, you need to be taking more than 1 gram per day. In fatty fish, like in salmon or tuna or any other preparation, probably you're going to find it more. Why do we need omega-3 and why it's so important? In the body, we have a balance that we need to take in between omega-6 and omega-3. That balance, when you have 1 part for omega-3, you need to have 1 part for omega-6. In the balance today, 2023, we have 25 parts of omega-6 coming from seed oils, especially, which are highly inflammatory, per 1 part of omega-3. So we're like this. When you have a relation that it's more than 1 to 4, then chronic inflammation starts building up in your body, and it's been related with asthma, cancers, autoimmune disease, and a bunch of different diseases. So what do you need to do? You need to stop taking omega-6, especially coming from seed oils, so you don't put more weight in this side, and you need to start taking more omega-3 in your foods. My favorite foods for omega-3, it's salmon, and it's very easy to take, and you're going to be taking in a, 6-ounce piece of salmon. Maybe the amount of omega-3 can be something around 1.5 to 2 grams, so it's going to be highly, highly useful for your health. Number 6 is green tea. Green tea has been taken for centuries, but has been studied for many years because of its properties. We started seeing all the antioxidants in green tea, but now we know also the properties as an anti-inflammatory and immune modulation. It's very useful in cardiovascular protection, neurological protection, all the free oxygen radical reduction. You can take green tea, same thing. You can just drink it every day. And you need to be aware that there are kinds of green tea, like regular green tea that you're going to find is very low in caffeine. So people that are very sensitive to caffeine, that could be a drink that they can incorporate, because if you go for types of green tea like matcha is very, very high on caffeine, so that you need to be aware. But drinking green tea on a regular basis is something that could be very useful, that studies are coming every single day to show all the benefits that it has, and it's very useful. And number 7, it's chocolate. Yeah, chocolate! And chocolate is very useful. Even there's a study that came last year, 2022, which is a Cosmos study showing all the protective benefits of chocolate because of its antioxidants, all the anti-inflammatory properties, everything. But everyone takes milk chocolate. And when you take milk chocolate, which is not chocolate, it's just flavor with a ton of sugar, with a ton of processed milk, that's not the one you should be taking. You should be taking more than 70% of cacao chocolate, more than 70%, and please check the amount of sugar per the whole bar, because sometimes they just put 8 grams of sugar for the whole bar, that's nothing. But if they say it's 8 grams of sugar per square, that's a lot, because that's 2 tablespoons of sugar per square. Then you're going to be eating a lot of good chocolate with a lot of sugar, so you're not going to have the effect that you want. But if you take low sweetened, high cacao chocolate, it's going to be very, very useful. That's something that you can enjoy. That's something that you can get a tablet every day. And if you start taking these foods that I've just told, I mean, the effects that you're going to have in your body are going to be amazing. And if you have chronic inflammation because of any other thing, it's going to be highly protective to most of the diseases that are causing deaths right now and that are increasing on a daily basis. Again, cardiovascular disease and cancer are the 2 primary causes of death all around the world, even more than any other pandemic, virus, or whatever. These are the causes that were before, even during the pandemic, and right now are still building up. And these are things that you can incorporate right now. Remember that the most powerful medication or supplement, it's your fork, the one that you have at home. And it's going to be with the decisions that you take, with your diet, with your habits, and that's something that you have in hand. And the only purpose of this channel is giving you information, tools. So if you like this information, please try to share it with people that you might think it could be useful. And remember that the best way to support us is just to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, so we can tell you every time we make a new video. Till next time.